welcome to the second set of the mono black deck against the deck. This is after sideboard, and the deck is doing a mulligan. I'm starting up with a Badlands plus a Sapphire into an Ancestral Recall. That's a great start because I can set it off before I can counter it. And the deck responds by putting down a Chaos Orb. And it's a Chaos Orb from the black deck. I remember I had that red mana untapped for using a Red Blast because I want to stop his Ancestral Recall. Yes, that's probably what I fear the most, so I'm trying to keep it up, that red mana available. Let's slow this down. He wanted to use a Chaos Orb on the Hypnotic Spectre, and as a response I'm tapping my red mana in order to destroy his Chaos Orb in mid-air with my Chaos Orb. But he responds with disenchanting my Chaos Orb before it acts in mid-air before I can destroy his Chaos Orb. So, all in all, the Spectre dies. Oh well, dang it. And now, my red mana is tapped from that little skirmish, and here's the Ancestral Recall. Oh well. And now there's a double blue mana. That wasn't that good. I had a feeling he had it in hand, I don't know why. But now we both have an Ancestral Recall up. I'm trying to put out a Yuuzhan, and he counters with a mana drain, and I opt to use the Red Blast there. So at least it had some usage, but I'd much rather had used it on that Ancestral Recall, as I'm not even confident that the Yuuzhan will survive a single attack. And there's the book. So, surprisingly enough, the Yuuzhan connects. That's good news, I suppose. I put out an Underworld Dreams just to counter the book and put on the pressure, but he has a Disenchant in hand. And there's just top decks a Maze of Ith. Oh. So now I can sit behind the maze, use the book. Uses the book as a response to me throwing down the Spectre. At least I have an extra creature now to get in, but there's an Abyss. So things just went from bad to worse. I elect to remove the Yuuzhan as I can't get in anyway, so why take one more point of damage? So I tried to get in order for him to use a Tundra. Perhaps he wanted to soft deploy the Spectre, but of course he doesn't do that. Then I tried to go in for an 8 point of damage Disintegrate on him. It would hurt, I guess, but he counters it. So there goes the Spectre. I'm without a hand, and he has a book, a maze, and an Abyss going for him. In this game, I just tried to sideboard all kinds of things. Yeah, now he uses the Brain Geyser. I should have kept the land in hand in order to feign a Red Blast, but that was a mistake, but he would probably try to cast it anyway. So he Time Walks after the Brain Geyser, and I'm so screwed at this point. It's not even funny. He has such a large card advantage at this point, and all of his defenses are online, and I just keep drawing lands. Again, I should keep it in hand, at least one land, just so that he doesn't know if I have a Red Blast or not. But yeah, I've tried to sideboard all kind of stuff in, just like throwing mud at a wall and seeing what sticks. So I've sideboarded a couple of Shatters, 3 Energy Fluxes, and 2 Nevinyrral's Disc, and a couple of Red Blasts and Tutors. And normally that's I believe that's way too much sideboarding. It will weaken my deck. But I wanted to see what effects the different cards have on his deck. So he chooses for an ivory tower. So now he can just munch on that tower while drawing with his book in his upkeep, so that he can get 4 life a turn. So this is just over. I believe he sideboards a different kind of stuff in different matches here, but he has more Maces of Ith now. I believe he plays with 4. Okay, we try to throw a Mind Twist at him just out into the air. It's a last desperate attempt to see if he, by some insane luck, has not drawn a counterspell, but of course he has. But there's no other way to do it. I mean, he'll never tap out at this point. He'll just use the book in my end step, and he has all the mana he needs. There's a factory. And now the deck starts to accumulate life. There's another Mace of Ith. I believe he plays with 4 now. Luckily, I didn't sideboard out any sinkholes, and I need those against him. So, finally, he attacks me with the factories, after strip mining my defending factory. He continues to draw with the books. And accumulating life each turn. He attacks again. I like to shatter one of them. I could have tried to shatter the ivory tower, but at this point I suppose in theory I should play for survival more than trying to stop his life acquisition. I'm playing a Hypnotic Spectre here, knowing full well that it will die in my next upkeep, but it doesn't matter because at least I can block with it, so it will save me a couple of points of damage. And I'm at 9 life at this point. So he fireballs me for everything. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. So the deck wins in the first match after sideboard. I keep all the stuff in, as I hadn't really had an impression yet of what works the best. I think at this point he sideboarded the Abyss out in order to get more maces in. So he starts out with a Mace of Ith, and I immediately sinkhole it. That's nice. So he has an Underground Sea, and no ability to counter at this point. Not yet, at least. That's a strip mine. Oh, and we sinkhole that, and then start punching him with the factory and using the Lotus to get our Undual Dreams out. So that's a ton of early pressure. And I have a strip mine ready, but I won't use it on the factory yet because I want to destroy his colored mana at this point. That's more important to me. I think that's why he threw down that factory. Yeah, and he tried to strip mine my strip mine, and I use it on his factory. The reason he does this is to force me to use the strip mine, so I can't break his colored mana. So that was a huge sacrifice for him on his part. So getting out the Spectre, and with the extra mana from the Sol Ring, we activate the factory and attack him. So now he finally has a Tundra, but it doesn't seem to have any Source to Plowshares because he chooses to play a Chaos Orb, so now the Spectre can get in the factory. So we can actually discard a card from his hand here. That's a counterspell. Not too shabby. He keeps on taking damage from the Undual Dreams as well, so he's at 4 life now. Really struggling to pick up steam here. So he Chaos Orbs the Spectre. Still takes 2 points of damage from the factory. Another point of damage from the Undual Dreams, so he's at 1 life. And he concedes there. That was a very quick game. It seems to me that I usually win. That if I win, I should. It has to be early, like breaking his mana. very early in the other game. I got out a lot of creatures in a Spectre out. So this is this third game. This matchup. I have no idea why I'm on the play actually. But okay. That was probably a mistake on our part, but I attacked with the factory and put down a Badlands. And there's a Chaos Orb. He seems to draw that every game. So, starting out with strip mining his Tundra. And he uses it to... Oh, but he misses to Chaos Orb the factory, but he misses with it. That's a rare sight indeed. But it bounced on the map. So that's nice. Well, I guess a strip mine, but he chooses to strip mine the red and black mana, probably just to hold me back, and it also indicates that he has some way to destroy that, and he has. But I wanted him to use that Swords to Plowshares because now he can't counter. So there's the Dreams. Otherwise, I couldn't play the Dreams without putting out that sea first, and that would activate the Silverstone and give him double blue. So I had to entice him to use the Tundra to destroy the factory. So I tried to sinkhole his Tundra, and he allows it. He either doesn't have a counterspell or has some other play here. Okay, so he uses Regrowth and getting the Tundra straight back. So this is a real tight fight with trying to keep him down. But I'm mana screwed myself. I can't seem to draw into more lands, and I really need speed here. So we use a Demonic Tutor, and at my end step he just disenchants my Underworld Dreams, getting a Mox Jet, so now he has 4 mana. I don't know what I took, probably an Ancestral Recall, but now it's difficult because he might have a counterspell. Yeah, I did, but might as well use it, and he didn't counter, okay. So, I didn't draw any more lands, but I drew a red Mox. Something, I suppose. Still, we really need to make something happen here. Okay, let's do some Jet. It's immediately destroyed by Swords to Plowshares. All the life I'm accumulating, but that it doesn't matter. This is all about getting the creatures out, and he keeps having the answers. It's his second Swords to Plowshares. There's the book. I'm losing the grasp on this game. So I try to shatter it, and he counters it. Playing a Seed of Brass and a Chaos Orb. Passing the turn. Okay, that book needs to go right now. So use the orb on it. As a response, he draws with it, and he tells me he drew a disenchant right there. Dang it, that's unlucky, or lucky for him. So the book is still alive. I just disenchant my Chaos Orb and I activated it. So I sinkhole this Tundra. Okay, so here's one of the sideboard casts, an Energy Flux. That's actually significant. There's a lot of artifact mana on both sides, but especially stuff that slows his mana production down and might even destroy his book. That's worth it. So he draws a card, and then pays for the Yamde Tome and loses all the other artifact mana. Time Warps, and then he loses his book. As a Silverstone. That's another dead card for him because it's not worth it to keep it alive. So we continue to saying, well, this seems kind of fun. How about another Energy Flux? So my Moxen are now all gone. He used the 2 mana from the Moxen to pay for one of them before. In case he disenchanted the Energy Flux, I would still have 1 Mox left. Now we just keep on passing turns. We need to get some creatures out here. There's an Underworld Dreams, okay. It's countered. But the counterspell is Red Blasted. Okay, so now we have a clock on him. And he's trying to accumulate cards to get into Library of Alexandria range here, but that Underworld Dreams will actually punish him if he does that. It's at least something. Would be nice with some more creatures though. So he begins to take damage now from the Underworld Dreams, being at 11 life. Let's start drawing with the Library of Alexandria now. It's another mana. He probably has a lot of dead cards in hand because so much of his deck is artifact mana, so I really like those energy fluxes against him. Also makes it a bit more difficult for him to know what to use his disenchants on, because they are both Dreams and the energy fluxes. Okay, so he makes a huge recall here for 3 cards. Disenchant, regrowth. Well, that's his answers. But he's tapped out now. So there's a bit of a dilemma here, I suppose. He has 3 disenchants in hand. So I choose to play the... Oh, he has 2 disenchants and a regrowth, and I choose to play the Underworld Dreams here. It might be dumb, because he can disenchant them both with the 2 disenchants he recalled. But on the other hand, that was my opening, because he was tapped out. And at least now the energy fluxes survive, and they really keeps him back because his books doesn't work. But I just need to get rid of that Library of Alexandria now. But I'm not sure about that play. Perhaps I should have kept the Underworld Dreams in hand and waited for him to disenchant my Underworld Dreams and one of the energy flux, but it wouldn't have mattered. He has a regrowth in hand as well, so he'd just regrowth and disenchants. Anyway, that's his 3rd energy flux now, so yeah, artifacts are not that great at this moment. I'd really like to get something here, like a Singular Vampire or do some Gen. Or Sinkhole or Underworld Dreams. I seem to... Oh, he Mind Twist me. Yeah, okay. There's a time twist. I should have played that. I'm not sure why I didn't. There's 2 Shatters in hand, and I immediately discovered that having both Shatters and energy fluxes against him was redundant. I think the energy fluxes works better against that kind of deck. So he put out a Spectre, he countered with the Mace of Ith, I put down another Spectre, and he Swords to Plowshare set. Passing the turn, and he's drawing 2 cards each turn with that Library of Alexandria. So he doesn't even need a book at this moment. And he can't play a book, so that's obviously something. So he uses a demonic tutor. He'll take maybe I can't even remember what he has used. Maybe a Brain Geyser or Ancestral Recall. Not sure. Okay, he passes the turn. So I try to Mind Twist him, and he immediately counters. Try to Mind Twist his full hand. Again, as far as I know, there's not any reason to wait with that Mind Twist, because there'll never be an opening. He has too much mana, he won't tap out. He'll only tap out at my end step. And now that my hand is gone, he plays his Serra Angel. That's actually those... He put those in this last fight, knowing that I have most likely sideboarded my Terrors out. So this is a cheeky move. It's like a transformation sideboard. He has a bit of aggro in there now. That Spectre won't last long against her. Here comes another Angel, and first attacks for 4. Try to cast a Wheel of Fortune to put it back in the game. Draws a card, some response, and counters the Wheel of Fortune. And puts out a second Mace of Ith and attacks both Angels. So I block one of them with the Spectre. And draw into a Singular Vampire. That's always something, but towards the end here. Cast successful recall. It's 2 rangers, so maybe I can take one of them out, but not likely. You can actually mace it, but that's a 3rd mace effect. And he recloaks. So yeah, that's 1 dead vampire, 8 points of damage, and a counter spell. So that's it. Good game. The deck wins 2-1 post-board. I learned that shatters are not that needed, but energy fluxes are great, red blasts are great. So that should probably be one's go-to answers against the deck. Anyway, that's it for this time. There'll be some more games up shortly. I don't know which matchups we'll see, what will happen, but I'll post them as soon as I have the opportunity. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.